Dehydrators. One of the primary appliances that many raw foodists use is the dehydrator. It's an appliance that dries food and removes all of the water by heating to the point of evaporation. One of the reasons raw foodists will not eat cooked food is because all of the enzymes are killed at temperatures above 116 degrees, and anything over that temperature would be considered dead and not raw anymore. With the dehydrator, a raw food chef can make a multitude of recipes and even some that will mimic cooked foods. It is difficult for some people to let go of their favorite cooked foods, so with a dehydrator, they can make things similar to what they were used to. They can make a multitude of snacks that can take the place of whole foods. A dehydrator may be okay as a transitional appliance, but it appears that many people stall there and don't continue on to a complete diet of raw, whole, unprocessed food. Dehydrated foods are not whole, raw foods and are considered processed foods. Whole foods are intact with all of their components: water, fiber, and nutrients. Juicing removes the fiber and some of the nutrients, while dehydrating removes the water and some of the nutrients. They are both equally bad in destroying the integrity of the whole food. When food is cooked, water is released as steam, leaving a dry food that requires spices, condiments, and sauces to make it palatable. By far the worst part about dehydrating food is the evaporation of the water. Why is the water loss such a big deal? Water is the most important nutrient that we consume. Yes, water is a nutrient. We can live without food for up to 40 days or more, but we can only live without water for about 3 days. Water is the transport system for everything that goes on in our bodies. Our blood is mostly water. It carries nutrients to the cells, and it carries cell waste back to the organs for removal. It is a key component in the metabolic process. The water in food is perfect water. To get there, while the food was growing, it had to go through many stages of purification. It's alkaline, it's structured, it's hexagonal. It's the best water available on this earth. The designer of our bodies and our food knew exactly the kind of water we needed to sustain life. In our toxic-filled world, most of the available water is far from being ideal, so now we have appliances like distillers and ionizers to fix our water. Water ionizers will create structured alkaline water by separating the acidic minerals out and leaving in the alkaline ones. When you eat cooked or dehydrated food, you have to get good water from another source other than your food. Dehydrated food has to be rehydrated before you eat it or in your stomach after you eat it. It is very important to consume enough water to process the dehydrated or cooked foods that you consume. Why waste all that good water by allowing it to evaporate? The amount of time and energy that is required to dehydrate food and then to restructure water adds up very quickly, and the end result in the body after you consume the two is not nearly as good as when the whole foods are consumed. Why not cut out the middleman and consume raw whole foods as they were designed to be eaten? Your body will thank you for it. Part of what a symbiotic raw whole foodist does is to live simply and not get caught up in the busyness of life and the extra energy required to process whole foods into partial foods and back again. It's so much easier to eat raw whole food complete with the water, the fiber, and all the nutrients, even those that are bound up in the water and the fiber that are lost in the dehydrating or juicing process. A symbiotic raw whole foodist gets most of their water needs from whole foods, the absolute best water available. Other than long-term preservation of foods, I have yet to hear a valid explanation of why dehydrated is better than whole foods. Some dehydrated food recipes mimic cooked foods, but why not let go of the cooked food mentality and enjoy real whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds?